Okay, sorry for the delay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and unbag this so everybody can have a look-see. And I know the first question you're gonna ask, but First Sergeant, mine doesn't look like that. Well, I'm gonna take this off because I'm in here by myself. The reason that is because I've had this one for probably a little over 10 years. The unit I was in was the first one in the state to get these. So I've got the tan colored one. So, should have several items in here. You've got your poles bag, long cylinder bag. You've got your rain guard. Actually, this is the actual tentage. And you can tell it's a tent because it's got the mesh, the black mesh on it. And then the last thing in the bag should be your rain guard. And it'll be a solid color without the mesh on it. Kind of looks like a sleeping bag. So I'm gonna put that aside and I'm gonna pull out the tent stakes and the pole system. So it's a start here. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Go ahead and pull everything out of the bag, and it does have, well, it should have some kind of instructions in it. May or may not be clear to you, but instruction booklet. So I'm gonna put that to the side with the, actually, so I do not lose it, I'm gonna put the pole bag in the regular stuff sack bag. Put the instructions there. So here's your pole system. Pole system is very simple. It's basically, you just kind of pull it all out and it just goes into place. So I'm gonna grab, looks like a wagon wheel. Notice that right there, the wagon wheel. And I'm just gonna start pulling these stakes out. So everything goes into place and it's all held in with this elastic cord. So just basically put it back in there and stretch everything out. Fairly simple to get all these out. Now you will need a little bit more space. That's why I decided to do it here in the theater, because I've got plenty of open space. I did this in my game room and kept running into things because before you put it through the tent system, it's a fairly large, I mean, you almost could use it as an OE254, seriously. But it's a pretty large structure. So now that we've got the pole system spread out, ready to go, I'm gonna focus on the actual tent itself. So the easiest way to do this is to take and lay it on the ground with the mesh side facing up and just spread it out. And I'm gonna move the camera back so you can see what I'm doing as I do it. That should be pretty good. So, stretch it all the way out. And you'll notice on four corners, you'll have these little buckles. I call it a buckle. Oops, there you go. It's got a hole in the middle and it's got like a little enclosure and then this little nylon cord, or I don't know, it's almost like 550 cord. So you've got that. You've got one on all four corners. So spread these out, so two per side. We're gonna spread these back out. So now that it's all spread back out, I'm gonna grab the pole system. I always start in the middle at the top. It's the easiest thing because it's easy to find these little tan tabs. So what you're gonna do is just gonna put this tab through. You got one on each side because you've only got two of these center pieces. So just attach it in the other one. So now I've got basically the middle of my tent system here. Then, I'm gonna slide this down so you can see. You're going to find each corner because it'll lay out almost perfectly for you. So I'm gonna go to this first corner and I'm gonna put the tent through that hole, the tent peg through the hole. I'm not gonna clip anything down yet. I'm gonna go ahead and get the structure done first, and then I'll do all the fine details. So then I'm just gonna move to this other corner, do the same thing. Now, we're starting to see a little bit of shape. Moving over to this other side. Now you'll have to flex the poles a little bit. Don't worry, you're not gonna break them, because it's gonna go to the shape that it needs to go. So you just flex it out a little bit. It's not as bad as making a cot. Trust me, it's not that bad. And do this last one, same thing. Stretch it out, stick it through the hole. Look, I've got a shape now. Now, you've got small buckles. Let me move closer so you can see the buckles. So it's this little black tab buckle. So you basically just snap it onto the poles. So simple. I mean, this is really probably one of the best designed piece of gear that we've ever been issued, ever. So I'm gonna move back so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just basically going down the line because it will fall in line with your poles, all these clips. Very simple. So snap those, and I'm gonna move to this other side, do the same thing. So it's 3 buckles per pole down each side of the middle. And this last one. You're like, well, First Sergeant, mine doesn't look like that. Well, because First Sergeant stayed in his quite a bit, I've actually got mine partially open and pulled back so I can do easy access. So you've got these little toggles and keepers. So basically you can open up both sides. So there's a grab the tab in the inside also, so you can zip yours shut. So you can exit either side, just pick a side. Another cool feature is that if this is how you're sleeping, which normally that's what we're doing, you've got a nameplate Velcro tab down on the bottom. So see there? And I think it's on both sides of that. And it's also on the rain system, the rainfly system. So it's got the Velcro pieces so you can slap a name tape on there also. Very cool, very ingenious. So if you're bumbling around in the dark looking for somebody, you don't have to shine it in their eyes. You can find their name tape if they put it on there, which maybe yes, maybe no. So I'm gonna zip mine back open. And then just kind of fold this stuff back to get to the toggle. There's my toggle, and there's my keeper. So I'm just gonna pin that back. Same thing up top. Just so you can have a look at it. So there's the base layer. So now I'm gonna get the rain system. Now the rain system, a little bit more difficult, but it does have seams in it. So it's a little bit easier to identify which is the inside and which is the outside. So stand by, let me look on mine. Also has a zipper system that works basically the same way. Now this looks and feels just like wet weather jacket, same kind of material. So if you'll notice, I already found my Velcro tab. So this tells me this is the outside layer because I've got the Velcro nameplate right there. So I'm gonna find my corner again. I get a corner here and a corner here. Okay, my Velcro piece is right here. So I'm assuming it's gonna drop almost the same place. So I'm just gonna throw this over the top and then I'll find the tabs to buckle it down. So this also, like the other piece, has got keeper tabs for your tent system. So if you flip it open, you'll find the same little eye-ring or eyelet. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Eyelet, and it just goes right on top of this guy. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So that tells me that's my center point, right where my window will be. And then you'll see the zipper system. As you pull it down, you'll see the zipper system is here also. Because you can do the same thing. You can pull it up out of the way for ease of access getting in and out of it. So I'm gonna go around to the other side and buckle that down. or put that eyelet in. And the good thing about it is that you should have a bunch of extra ACU name tapes like I do, so I'm gonna put them on my tent. All right, so this side will be much harder to buckle because it's actually stretching the two things out, which is perfect. You need to have some resistance, otherwise it won't be tight at all. So then I'm just gonna kind of drape everything back down, let it lay in place. It should be pretty natural where it lays back down. All right, so there's basically the form of the tent system. I'm gonna flip this back up just to make sure that I didn't pop that eyelet off while I was pulling the other one. No, I didn't, it's still in place, good. All right, I'm gonna flip it back down. Now, the next step is to connect your four corners. Just like we did the poles, this has got a clip that buckles onto that thing, the clip. So stand by and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So where we stuck our pole before, oops, I just knocked my tent over. Where we stuck our pole before, now this buckle, as you can see, has got an opening. Well, guess what? Now I've got something to clip down. So you'll clip this right into it, which makes it taut. So I'm gonna do that on all four corners again. And you can hear, well, I don't know if you can hear, I can hear that with me cinching it down, you can hear it making the noise of, okay, I'm stretching out, I'm, expanding to what I need to. So another tab on the other corner. And last one. Last corner. This one will be a little bit tougher, obviously, because now we've stretched it all the way out. Now, you're all set. Now, I'm going to take my name tape and locate my name tape Velcro piece. And it's here. So now, even with the rain part on, somebody can find me in the dark. Obviously, if I'm using this tent and everybody else has got the camouflage, the green camouflage, then it won't be too hard to find me. So, with this one, you can also do the same thing. So you can roll this guy up out of your way, and it's got toggles that you can bungee down if you want to, or you can just straight unzip it, stand by, and I'll unzip it. So it's got Velcro panel latches also on the corners, just to kind of keep your zipper, covered for rain and stuff like that. So you'll definitely need this in colder weather because this thing breathes really good. So you really, when it's cold outside, you don't want it really breathing. So there, now I've got this side open. I'm gonna roll this back. Found my toggle, and my toggle holder is right here. So there's that. So now, when I'm gone for the day, and I, want to keep all my stuff secure, I'll just flip this interior back closed and zip it shut. Keeps the bugs out and stuff like that. So there. Now I shouldn't have any bugs, no visitors while I'm gone. One other thing is once you get inside, you'll notice that there's a bunch of extra buckles to snap down. You've got, let me open this back up. I'll have to take this off of the holder to show you what's inside.